everyone. Let us continue with the chapter Stars and the Solar System. This chapter is only for activity, and what exactly you have to do for the activity will be explained in the last video of the chapter. Okay, so let's continue. Today our topic is Moon. The Moon is a natural satellite of the Earth, and it reflects the sunlight incident on it. It is not having its own light. It is shining just by reflecting sunlight which falls on it. And the surface of the Moon is dusty and full of craters. And if the Moon is observed closely, we find craters, depressions on the surface of the Moon, which might have been formed by the collision of some heavenly body like a meteorite with the Moon. When we observe Moon in the sky, you all must have noticed that we don't see the same shape of the Moon every day. The shape of the Moon keeps on changing. It keeps on changing. And these different shapes of the disk of the Moon observed during a month are called the phases of the Moon. So these different shapes that we see, that is called as phase of the Moon. And what is the reason for these different phases? It is due to its revolution around the Earth. When it is at different position in its path, the appearing disk of the Moon changes, which gives rise to its phase. When the Moon is between the Sun and the Earth, the illuminated portion of the Moon is away from the Earth, and we are not able to see the Moon. We call this day as the new moon day. With time, the position of the Moon changes, and the illuminated portion of the Moon exposed to the Earth gradually increases. Thus, the size of the apparent disk of the Moon increases gradually from a crescent to a full round. When the Earth lies between the Moon and the Sun, we call this day the full moon day. Also, it takes 29.5 days for Moon to rotate the Earth. The surface of the Moon is covered with hard and loose dirt, craters and mountains. Since there is no air and water, life is impossible on Moon's surface. Due to changing position of the Earth, eclipses are also caused. The lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs when the Moon passes directly behind the Earth into its umbra. As you can see here, I hope you remember what is umbra. Umbra is the dark portion of the shadow. Here, the Moon, while revolving around the Earth, it comes to a position where it is completely behind the Earth. Due to this, what happens? This can occur only when the Sun, Earth and Moon are aligned exactly or very closely. So, with the Earth in the middle. Earth comes in the middle. Hence, a lunar eclipse can only occur the night of a full moon. Here, due to this position, lunar eclipse occurs. Here, the type and the length of an eclipse depends upon the Moon's location related to its orbit. Unlike a solar eclipse, which can only be viewed from a certain relatively small area of the world, a lunar eclipse may be viewed from anywhere on the night side of the Earth. A lunar eclipse lasts for a few hours, whereas a total solar eclipse lasts for only a few minutes. At any given place, due to the smaller size of the Moon's shadow, also unlike solar eclipses, lunar eclipses are safe to view without any protection or special precautions, as they are no brighter than the full moon itself. Same way, due to changing position of these heavenly bodies, solar eclipse is also caused. As you can see, the change in the position. Here, the sun comes here first, then moon and the earth. So here the position of the moon has changed and it has come in between the sun and the moon. And what happens here? As seen from the earth, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth and the moon fully or partially blocks the sun. So moon is blocking the sunlight, not allowing the sunlight to reach a certain part of the earth. This can happen only at new moon, when the sun and the moon are in conjunction as seen from the earth. In a total eclipse, the disk of the sun is fully obscured by the moon, whereas in partial and annular eclipse, only part of the sun is obscured. So this is how